He will make you quake with fear! Ah! See what I did there?
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader class, Skyquake. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front here, we have a lovely image of Mr. Quake in both of his modes. Legacy Evolution, he is a leader class leader, class A, class leader. On this side of the box, we have the lovely Legacy artwork. On this side of the box, we have Skyquake. Up top, Legacy Evolution. You got a QR code. You want to scan it? Go ahead, free scan on me. You're welcome. On the bottom of the box, words, things, barcodes. On the back of the box, you get your obligatory product shots. You have the Evo Fusion, and that is basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have Skyquake, another Transformers Prime character being brought into this Legacy line. And here he is in his alt mode. He is packed in alt mode, and he's just a nice chunky jet. And let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. We got some nice silver here on the cockpit, the transparent plastic for the cockpit itself. I do have a bit of a paint blemish on mine. I don't know if I did that or it came out of the box that way. I honestly don't know. But there's a paint blemish there. A little bit of a paint blemish here as well, but it's okay. Battle damage. That's all. Just battle damage. But got some nice silver. Also some red. Whole lot of green going on. And just that red trim here and there. Some more spots of silver. You have some more of that transparent plastic right up here as well. And back here, have like triple thrusters going on. His little toesies are hanging out back there as well. Oh no, not too bad. He does have the landing gear. They don't roll, just molded in place, but you get the 3 landing gear. And there is the top, there is the bottom. Everything is actually pretty well concealed except for his toes hanging out. And he does slide, as flying things slide. Hooray for sliding flying things. And for comparison, here he is with Earthrise Starscream. Here he is with Needle Nose. And here he is with the original Transformers Prime Skyquake. So you can see how that works out. Is this precious? Do we count this as precious? Ah, it's precious. Now, as far as accessories go, he does have his Gatling gun here, which is a very simplified version of it. Very simplified, not a whole lot to it. It's a nice molded detail, but obviously not as robust as it should be, considering this is what he had on the show. That's a little bit kind of underwhelming, but yeah, no, it is what it is. I'm sure DNA Design is already working on that. I'm sure, I have no doubt. But for what it is, hey, it does the job. So you get that, and you also get his sword, which is done in a transparent plastic. And there's a little bit of like molded detail in there that you can see. So you got that going on. Now, as far as storage, you can fold the blade up like so, and this will tuck into the gun like that, and that is your storage. Although it seems a bit snug, like it wants to push itself out, unless I'm just doing something wrong, but it seems like that's the way the instructions tell you to do it. So I'm not entirely sure, but it always feels like it wants to kind of push itself out. See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? You see? You see what's going on here? You see? I see. I see everything. Anyway, but that's basically the storage for that. And then you can store all of this right under here. There's a port right there. And you just take it and just plug it underneath. And there is your storage. Hooray for storage. And as you can see, there are ports all over this guy. You have ports here, you have ports on the sides, you have ports underneath the wings, you have ports right here as well, so you can totally load him up with weapons if you wish. Some weaponizers, fossilizers, whatever you want to do, you can hook some stuff up to him. And speaking of hooking stuff up to him, if you have Needle Nose here, guess what? You can do this. You can just flip down these tail fins. You have these 2 tabs, which will go into slots right here in Needle Nose's chest. And you can just line that up. and plug it in, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. There we go. Don't fight me when I'm singing the song. How dare you? But anyway, you can hook those two up, and it's a callback to the G1 toy gimmick. And if you want, you can even take, you know, the wingmen here and attach them onto the wings. You're going to have that going on. Again, as always, things you can do if you want to do it. And yes, Skyquake is Blues compatible. Yes, he is Blues compatible. Oh, yes, yes, he is. You can take Siege Jetfire's effects parts, my personal favorite. You have to move his toes out of the way a little bit. You can plug these onto the thrusters here. You can't plug it into this one. This one doesn't have a port for it, but you can totally have that going on and have him Blues into space. So that is basically it for the jet mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So the first thing we need to do is, of course, just flip in the landing gear. Let's get that all tucked away. And now we want to come to these side sections here. Just untab them and bring them forward. Come on. Untab them and bring them forward like so. You're then going to take this nose cone section here and just bring it down. Now this part confuses me a little bit. I'll explain why a bit later, but we got that done. So the next thing you want to do is untab the wings from his legs. Just untab, bring that up, untab, bring that up, and that will allow you to take this entire leg assembly here and rotate it down thusly and thusly. Once you've done that, take the legs and just bring them down like so. You can then rotate at the thigh, take those little toesies, flip them out. Then you're going to take this tail fin here, you're going to untab it from here, bring it around, raise it up, and there's a little tab slot connection right there. And that will sit like that and fill in that gap. Second verse, just like the first, bring that around, bring that up, and tab that in, and there you have his legs all done. So now we want to take his arms, just bring them up, on a ratchet, just bring them up, and then untab them, and swing them out, and just keep them out of your way for now. So now you want to come to this section here, and just split this down the middle, like that. Just bring that out on those hinges. And what we need to do now is turn his waist just 90 degrees so we can swing these sections to the back, like so and like so. And then we can just rotate his waist and get that back into its original orientation. Now coming around to the backpack, we're just going to just angle this section in, rotate this bit down, and then take this fin, bring it up, and just rotate that the rest of the way around, like that. Just kind of leave that out and out of the way. Second verse is like the first. Just kind of bring this in a little bit so you can swing this down and swing that fin up. And bring that up. And just leave all that out of your way like so. And now you're going to take this old cockpit assembly here and just bring it up. And that will reveal his noggin. Just get that out of the way. And now you want to take these sections here, just bring them back. Get them out of the way. Now all of this will drop down, and you're going to slide his waist up, and there's a little clip that will go in right in here, so just line that up. And this is the part that I feel like there's some confusion for me, but slide that up, and that will just snap in right there. Now my confusion is basically it seems like all this should sit in closer, should sit in a bit more flush, but this nose cone section doesn't want to flip in all the way. It seems like it should, but it doesn't, because when you bring up the landing gear, like this hinge actually comes like all the way down. You can see that. Like there's a lot of range of movement here. But the landing gear kind of gets in the way of this kind of folding up more. Like it seems like it should, but I'm not sure. The instructions aren't clear. The instructions just say flip that under and that's it. So I don't know. That's something that genuinely confuses me. Seems like that should do more than it's doing, but I don't know. If any of you know, hey, let me know in the comments. I'm sure I'm probably just doing something wrong, but again, the instructions weren't clear and I can't figure it out. But you get that going on, and once that has happened, we can now take these two halves and they will connect, To finish up the backpack, you can just flatten these fins out and get everything situated there. And you got your backpack all done. So now to get his arms all situated, what we're going to do is we're going to just extend the elbow. It's not a double hinge, just straighten that out. Come up under here, flip out the hand, and you have this panel here that will flip up and go into that slot right there. Just tab that in. You can bring that down, and you got that arm all done. Second verse, just like the first. Just extend that elbow, bring that out. Flip this panel, bring it around, tab it in. Bring that down. You can see we got some ratchets in there. Then you just take the shoulder pads and just rotate them forward. And sit them right there where shoulder pads should sit. Get everything situated, make sure everything is nice and squozen, and there you go. There you have Skyquake in his robot mode. And he looks good. He looks good in my opinion. I dig him. I personally dig him. Now they are mixing aesthetics here. This is basically a mishmash of his Transformers Prime, his animation model, and the G1 toy. So that's why he doesn't have the cockpit chest. The chest is totally a G1 toy callback, but all in all, I think it looks pretty cool. Still looks like Skyquake. I can work with it. I can work with it. But let's get in close here so we can take a look not at his silver abs, but at the noggin. There's the noggin. I think that's a pretty good looking head sculpt there. You got some nice gunmetal gray, red for the eyes. I personally think that's a good looking head sculpt. You got that transparent plastic there on the chest, Decepticon symbol right there, front and center. You got some silver there for the abs. You get some little bits of silver in here as well, along with the red. Right there, toesies. And we're at the back. Pretty clean, you know, got the wing pack going on, but he's supposed to, so all in all, I think it turned out pretty dang good. Now, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint, but just due to the shape of his head, you don't get too much wiggly-waggly. You can look up, do total squirrel. Can't really look down too much. Head can do a full 360. On the arms, you got to move the shoulder pads out of the way, but the arms can do a full 360. In and out. On a ratchet, you do have a butterfly joint there, so you can move those arms in front of his chest if you need to. You have a bicep rotation. It is a little annoying, though, because you're trying to move the arms around, and then this just kind of, you know, moves where you don't want it to move. So, you know, that could have had somewhere to go or something behind it to kind of stop it. So that's a little bit of an annoyance, but you do have bicep rotation. You do have a double jointed elbow. It's more for transformation than anything, but you know, you can still get some more range of movement out of that elbow. You do have wrist rotation. You have waist rotation. If you unclip this, you do have an ab crunch. So that's something you got working in your favor. Get that clip back in. You do have waist rotation, legs, and go forward that far, back about that far, outward. You can do the full splits. You got thigh rotation. You have a double jointed knee, so you actually have good range of movement there. And as far as the toesies, they can't really move up, they can move down, and you have a little bit of ankle tiltage. And of course we can give him his weapons. If you want, you can take the sword, plug that into one hand. Come on, hold your sword like the warrior that you are. There you go. You can hold this. Of course, he holds that underslung, like so. And, of course, you can pew, pew, bang, bang, pew, pew, not pew, pew, slash, slash, pew, pew, slash, slash. That's what happens there. Yay! And you can hold the Gatling gun with two hands if you want. If we just pull the sword out, of course, we have our nice little storage option here. We can just plug it in right here. Get that out of our way. And there is a little handle here that you can flip out. It's on a ball joint. Just rotate that around, bring the other arm around, and just do a little bit of finagling, and just get that into his hand, like so. And you got that going on, and of course the Gatling gun is Bluish compatible. Yes, it is Bluish compatible. You can just plug that in, and we can do a big old Skyquaking. Bloosh. That's right. That's right. So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with Starscream, with Needle Nose. Here he is with the Legacy Prime RC, with Knockout, with Bulkhead, and here he is with the original Prime Skyquake. So you can see how that works out. And of course, here he is with his now little brother. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, as am I, and I haven't thought to try this until now, is can he hold the SXS weapons that they made for him and his brother, their original versions? And we're going to find out. We're going to do it live. Actually, for some reason, did not think to do this until now. Will this fit? Oh, it does. Ooh, it does. So that means this handle should work too, hopefully. Let's see. Can we get this to work? Can we get this to work? It should. It should. Oh, it does. It does. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Now that looks tasty. That looks tasty. I like it. I like it very much. But again, I'm sure DNA is already working on weapons for this guy, so I'm sure they got us covered. So there you have Skyquake, and I think it's a nicely done figure, in my opinion, anyway. I think the robot mode looks good. The alt mode looks quite good. He's a chunky boy, as he should be. The transformation is smooth. It works. The cockpit transformation, though, is still, it's confusing me, because it seems like that's supposed to move more than what it does, but I could just be doing something wrong. I don't know. The butterfly joints on the shoulders are a little bit annoying because they can kind of just go all the way back when you don't want them to, when you're just trying to pose his arms. Wish there was something like a panel or something there just to kind of stop them at like the 90-degree, point, just to keep them from going all the way back. But, it's range of movement, it's more posability, but sometimes it can get a bit annoying. But all in all, pretty pleased with him, and as always, happy to see Transformers Prime getting some more love. So, there you go! Now, I picked this up from Robot Kingdom, but you can also get legacy figures from BigBadToyStore.com. As always, linked in the description down below, so you can check that out. You can also check out the Legacy playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Transformers Legacy Evolution Leader Class Skyquake. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Big geek! Be proud. Palm in your face. There's really not enough room on this couch for both of us. Our shoulder pad game is strong. You look different, by the way. Yeah, I just changed my shirt. Aren't you supposed to be dead? Aren't you like a zombie or something? I got tired of living that zombie life. Yeah, I can see how that can get boring. But do you still crave brains? Kinda. Unfortunately, there aren't any here. Well, now that's just disrespectful.